Hey guys, today I'll be explaining the Pure Maths 12.1 quiz. Okay, it's all really easy. It might look hard at first, but it's really easy. You just have to implement a bunch of rules. Okay, so let's start with the first question. Which of the following is the equation of the circle of center I, -6, 0, and radius 9? Alright, they want us to find the equation of the circle. They already gave us center and radius. So if they give us these two, we can immediately use this rule. X minus xi squared plus y minus yi squared equals radius squared. Okay, now let's substitute the numbers we have, -6, 0 and radius 9. So x minus xi, which is x of the center, which is -6 squared, plus y minus yi, y is the y of the center, which is 0 squared, equals r, which is 9 squared. Okay, so let's solve directly. X plus 6 squared, okay, plus y squared, because y minus 0 is y, and y squared is just y squared, equals 9 squared, which is 81. That's it. X plus 6 squared plus y squared equals 81. And that indeed is the answer. Okay, that's it for question 1. You just have to memorize this rule. We'll send all the rules later on in QSC group, okay? So let's continue on to question 2. Which of the following is the equation of the circle of center at the origin and radius equal to 10? Okay, so this is really easy. They give us the center and the radius again. You're gonna say, where's center? They said center at origin, so that means it's 0, 0. So that clears a bunch of the obstacles. We have the radius, so we just use the same rule. X minus xi squared plus y minus yi squared equals r squared. We do x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals r squared, 10 squared. Okay, you got x squared plus y squared equals 100, and that indeed is the answer. Okay, that's it. Now for question 3. The point 6 radical 3b be less than 0 belongs to the circle with center at the origin and radius equal to 12. Which of the following is the value of b? Okay, so before we solve, let's read the hint. Find the equation of the circle, then substitute 6 radical 3 for x and solve for y. Remember, b is less than 0. See, they're so nice here. They give us exactly how to do the question. So let's follow the hint. So basically, we have the center at origin and radius equal to 12, right? So we're going to use the same rule. X minus xi squared plus y minus yi squared equals r squared. Okay? They said substitute 6 radical 3 for x. So we do 6 radical 3 minus 0, because the center at the origin, squared, plus y, which is what we're trying to find, solve for y. So y minus 0 squared equals, they gave us radius, so equal to 12, so 12 squared is 144. Okay, now just solve. 6 radical 3 minus 0 is 6 radical 3, and then 6 radical 3 squared, 6 radical 3 squared is 108 plus y squared equals 144. Flip 108 to the other side, so you get you get y squared equals 144 minus 108, and 144 minus 108 is 36, so y squared equals 36. They want y, so radical y equals 6. Okay, But before we do anything, we got y as 6, right? But there's no 6 in the options, right? They said, remember, b is less than 0. See, they reminded us again that b, which is y, what we're trying to find, is less than 0, so it's negative. So it's the square root. It's either positive or negative, and here it's negative. Negative 6 times negative 6 is 36. Now question 4. Consider a circle whose equation is given by x squared plus 18x plus y squared plus 32 equals 0. The center of the circle is what, and the radius of the circle is what? Okay. Now they did it the other way around. They want us to find the center and radius. They gave us the equation. Okay. So since we have the equation here, we can easily solve it like this. So let's begin. Okay, so for this rule, when we want to find center, there is this rule: center I negative a over 2 comma negative b over 2. Okay, so we're going to use this rule to find the center. So a here is 18, so negative 18 over 2, and where is b? We don't have coefficient of y, which is b in this case, which means it's 0, so 0 over 2. Okay, so negative 18 over 2 is negative 9, and 0 over 2 is 0, so that the center is negative 9, 0. That's exactly it. Now for the radius, we're going to use the rule r equals 1 over 2 radical a squared plus b squared minus 4c. Okay, so let's substitute. 1 over 2 radical a is 18 squared, plus b squared, which is 0 squared, because we don't have a coefficient of y, minus, we only have y squared, minus 4 times c. C is the one without a coefficient, so it's 32, which is basically the constant. Okay, so now solve that. You get 18 squared minus 4 times 32, and that's an radical. Okay, so you get 196 inside the radical. 196 inside the radical is 14. 14 times 1 over 2 is equal to 7. That's it. Just put this in the calculator and you get the answer. Okay. Now for question 5. Consider a circle of center I 0, negative 8 and passing through P, negative 3, negative 4. The radius of the circle is what? Okay, so again, you want to find the radius, right? But this is different. They didn't give us an equation. This time they gave us the center and a point, right? So we're going to use a different rule to find the radius. It's r equals 1 over 2 radical x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so this is the rule you use when you have the center and a point. Okay, so now let's substitute. 1 over 2 radical x2 is what? x2 is negative 3 minus x1, which is 0 squared, plus y2 is negative 4 minus negative 8, which is y1 squared. Solve this. Negative 3 squared is going to be, let's put this here, negative 3 minus 0 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9 plus negative 4 minus negative 8, which is plus. Negative 4 plus 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. So you get radical 25. And radical 25 is 5. So the radius is 5. Okay, that's it for the first part. Now for the second part. The equation of the circle is x squared plus y plus blank squared equals 25. Equals blank. So we already found the radius, so it's just squared 25. And remember, to find the equation of the circle, we use this rule. It's x minus xi squared plus y minus yi squared equals r squared. We have the r, which is 5. 5 squared is 25. So we got that number down. Now we have the center 0 and the other center negative, and y is negative 8. So x minus negative 8, never mind, sorry, x minus 0 squared plus y minus negative 8 squared equals r squared. Okay? So x minus 0 squared is just x squared plus y minus negative 8 squared, y plus 8, so y plus 8 squared equals r squared, which is 25. And that's exactly it. X squared plus y plus 8 squared equals 25. That's it. It's loading. What's wrong with it? Give me a moment, guys. Never mind. Here it is. Okay. Consider a circle whose diameter is AB, with A negative 50 and B 716. Alright. So we're gonna use another rule now. Okay, now we have a diameter. Okay, this is something different. So when you have a diameter, you're gonna use this rule. They want us to find the equation of the circle, right? So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna use the same rule, x minus xi plus y minus yi equals r squared, right? But instead this time we need to find the, what's it called? Alright, so to solve the radius, to solve for this question, to find for diameter, you first gonna need to find the center, right? You can't find the equation of the circle without the center. Alright, so to find the center, there's a rule. For a diameter, when you want to find the center, it's center I equals x1 plus x2 over 2 plus y1 plus y2 over 2. Right? We got x1 as negative 5 plus 7 over 2 plus y1, which is 0, plus y2 is 16 over 2. Right? So now 7 plus negative 5 is 2. Sorry, yeah, 2. 2 over 2 is 1. So you got the first one, the x of the center as 1. 0 plus 16 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So you got 1, 8 at the center. Alright. We found 1, 8, right? Now to put it in the rule for the equation of circle. X minus 1 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals, they want the radius too. We forgot to find the radius. So before we found this, right? Now I want to find the radius. There's another rule for radius. It's the same one we did before. 1 over 2 x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so you substitute it. You got x squared, sorry, not x squared, x2 as 7 minus x1 as negative 5 squared plus y2 as 16 minus y1 as 0 squared, all of this in a radical. Alright, now just solve. 7 minus negative 5 is 7 plus 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 squared. Plus 16 minus 0 is 16 squared. Radical 1 over 2. So you solve 12 squared is 144. Plus 16 squared, you get 20. Okay, when you put it in the radicals, you got 1 over 2 times 20 equals 10. That's it. So r is 10. But in the rule for this, in this rule, it's r squared, right? So we just do 10 times 10, which is 100. That's it. Now for question 7. I think that's so slow. No, never mind. Okay, consider LMN with L negative 6, 0, M negative 4, 2, and N negative 8, negative 6. Okay, the equation of the circle of LMN, delta LMN is what? Okay, so this is another thing now. We're gonna use this rule. Oh. X squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c equals 0. Okay, so let's solve for the first point, negative 6, 0. For L, it's going to be x is negative 6, so negative 6 squared, negative 6 squared plus y squared, which is 0 squared, plus ax, a just do negative 6a, plus by, you multiply it by 0, which is just 0, so you don't put it, plus c, okay, equals 0, right? Now, and that's for L. Now we do for M. Do the same thing. A negative 4 squared plus 2 squared plus negative 4a plus 2b plus c equals 0. Now for last one, N equals negative 8 squared plus negative 6 squared plus negative 4a, sorry, negative 8a plus negative 6b plus c equals 0. So what we're doing here is just substituting negative 6, sorry, not negative, like in these points there's x and y, right? And then the rule there's x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c. C is just a constant, so we just put it as c. While ax, by, we just multiply the a and b by its respective variable, and x squared plus y squared, we just multiply, substitute it for the variable, and just square it. That's it. Now, where we go from here, out of space, but where we go from here. Now let me make some space. Yeah, here. Okay. Now for L, you got negative 6 squared plus 0 squared. We remove the 0, we just don't care about it because it's 0. Plus negative 6a plus 0 plus c. And we remove the 0 here. So we're left with negative 6 squared plus negative 6a plus c equals 0. What we do here is we leave the letters by itself and we move the constants to the other side. So it becomes negative 6a plus c equals 6 squared, which is 36, right? We move the numbers to the other side and leave the letters as it is. So we got L as negative 6a plus c equals 36. Okay, so you remove this and place this. Negative 6a plus c equals 36. That's for L. Now, for M, negative 4 squared, which is 16 plus 4 plus negative 4a plus 2b plus c equals 0. Right, like I said, we put the numbers on the other side, the constants. So 16 plus 4 is 20. So we're left with negative 4a plus 2b plus c equals negative 20. That's for M. So M is negative 4a plus 2b plus c equals negative 20. Okay. Now for N. Oops. Okay. Now for N. Okay, we got negative 8 squared, which is 64, plus negative 6 squared, which is 36. Okay, plus negative 8a plus negative 6b plus c equals 0. 64 plus 36 is 100. So you move 100 to the other side, becomes negative equals negative 100. So we're left with negative 8a plus negative 6b plus c equals negative 100. So that's the n is negative 8a plus negative 6b plus c equals negative 100. Now, let's erase this. Let's place each one in mode 5-3. Let's factor them. So when you factor each one, you're gonna get negative 6, 1, 0, 1. Not mode 5-3, sorry, mode 5-4. Wait, no, sorry. Wait. Sorry, it's mode 5-2. Okay? Mode 5-2, you're gonna get 3 options. Alright? So, yeah. You're gonna put each equation in the options. You're gonna put, let me give you an example for this first one. Negative 6a, you're gonna put it in A. And then for B, we have it 0, so we just put 0. C, we have it as 1, so you put 1. And D is 36, which is the constant, which is what's equal to. And then do the rest, same thing for the other ones. You get Alright guys, so I got my mistake. I forgot to put that little negative sign here on 36 for L. It needs to be negative 36 because I forgot to make it negative when I flipped it to the other side. Always watch out for little mistakes like these, because mistakes like these can ruin your entire answer. So you're gonna do mode 5-2. You're gonna put each equation in the selective row, and then you're supposed to get for each one, this is going to be equal to A is going to be equal to negative 4, whereas A is going to be equal to negative 4, B equal to -12, and C equals to negative 60. Okay? So that's it. Negative 4, 12, and negative 60. That's it. Alright. So watch out for mistakes like these, guys. Now the equation of the circle of center I, negative 3, 6, and radius 10 is x squared plus 6x plus y squared minus 12y equals k, where k is a whole number to be determined. What is the value of k? Alright. So what we're gonna do here, okay, since we have the center and the radius, we're gonna immediately apply this rule, the x minus xi. I'm sure you memorized it by this point. So x minus negative 3 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 100, the radius squared. It's going to be x plus 3 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 100. So now we can, what they gave us here is an expanded form in the answer. So you want to expand it here, right? So you know the rule, a plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, right? So we're going to do the same thing here. X squared, x plus 3 squared, we expand it. X squared plus 6x plus 9. Okay? Now plus, we're going to expand this one too, which is y minus 6 squared. So it's going to be y squared minus 12 plus 36. Okay, then equals 100. Now, oh yeah, and it's negative 12y here. Alright, now just add the constants up and flip it to the other side. 36 plus 9 is going to be 45, right? So 36 plus 9, 45, flip it to the other side, minus 45. Okay. So you got x squared plus 6x plus y squared minus 12y equals 100 minus 45 is 55. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's the answer. Okay, that's it for question 8. Now going to question 9. The radius of the circle whose equation is given by x squared plus y squared plus 2x plus 4y minus 59 equals 0 is r what? So they want us to find the radius. We're gonna use this rule. Radius equals 1 over 2 radical a squared plus b squared minus 4c. Okay, now just implement this. 1 over 2 radical a squared, a here is 2 squared plus b, which is 4 squared. Now the constant c minus 4 times negative 59. Okay, so solve this in the calculator or manually. 2 squared is 4 plus 16 minus 4 times negative 59. You get 256. Radical 256 is 16. And then 16 times 1 over 2 is 8. That's the answer. Now to the last question. Consider a circle whose equation is given by x squared minus 28x plus y squared equals 0. The abscissa of the center of the given circle is what? Abscissa, you know what abscissa means? So we have the center xi, yi. Okay, so to find what's it called? To find the center of xi, what's the rule to finding the center? Center I equals a negative a over 2 and b negative b over 2, right? They want us to find the abscissa. Abscissa means x, so we're gonna use only negative a over 2. So now a is 28, negative 28. So negative 28 over 2, negatives cancel out, so it's 28 over 2, 14. That's it. They asked for abscissa, you find the x. That's it. And just you do the export. You only do both of them, or they want both of them. They want both x and y, but they only asked for x here. So that's it. It's 14, and that's it for this quiz. Hope you understood, guys. And if you have any questions, ask the QST. And if you still don't understand, review the video. And yeah. Okay, best of luck, guys, and see you soon.